Hey guys, it's Jess with Coastal, and thank you again for tuning in to another nutrition talk with our friends from Nutrena. We have Brian and Ann again with us today. You guys probably get to know them by now, but I'll let them do a quick introduction, and then we're going to talk about feed for performance horses. So those horses that you're working, you're actively showing, and some of those benefits that they have with these feeds. So Brian, we'll start with you.
Yeah, so I'm Brian Dodd. I am the Coastal Nutrena rep for everywhere except for Yakima and Wenatchee, and I have been with Nutrena for about 1.5 years now.
And I'm Ann Hood, and I'm the Nutrena rep for Yakima and Wenatchee. And I've been with Nutrena for almost 4 years now, and pretty excited about this topic. It's close to my heart, so I love this. I
feel
topic.
bad because it's like we always for all and Yakima,
Right.
except Yakima and Wenatchee. I feel
I mean-
Yakima and Wenatchee. We love you guys up there. You guys are great. You have the best rep.
Hey,
But,
hold up.
I know you do that.
We went too far with that. Bring it back. Bring it back. I mean, I could list them, but we would be here for so long.
I know, exactly. Exactly. Cool. So performance horses. So start off, what does a performance horse mean? I mean, like me not being a horse guy. I mean, just is that those horses you're riding consistently, showing? I mean, what is that? What entails performance horse?
Performance horse. So technically, if you are working a horse for over an hour, 2 hours of sweaty work a day, that is considered a moderate to highly active working horse, right? I mean, I rodeo. My husband and I have a breed horses and stuff too. But there's differences of I ride 3 days a week to I ride 6 days a week. I'm a horse trainer. I'm on the rodeo road. If you've got some active, very hard, maybe working horses, you run a ranch and you are cowboying all day. You have some big horses that you're using at home, maybe to help on the farm. Any of those really hard working horses, they would fall into this category.
Gotcha.
Yes,
Yeah.
you bet.
These are our athletes.
These are athletes.
Yeah.
You betcha. So we have two options here. Well, there's three.
Right here.
Invisible one there.
Yeah.
We went to pick up some feed for these videos, and they were sold out of the Proforce fuel, which Brian will be talking about.
Yes, it's a great problem to have. Actually.
So we didn't have a bag for it. But I'm going to start with the SafeChoice Perform. SafeChoice Perform, we came out first before the Proforce, but we had an option for those performance horses. And what that means is it's going to be higher in fat. Mostly. Those performance horses need extra calories. They're burning more. They're working harder. So extra fat is going to be the big thing if you compare it to other feeds normally. This is a bag of the SafeChoice Perform textured, which is new to the SafeChoice line. We do have a pelleted form and the textured form. The textured form is going to be a little bit higher in sugar and starch, which is not a bad thing. If you're needing some horses that need that quick extra energy boost, that's a great option to have. And the difference between, I should explain, a textured and a pelleted feed.
I was actually just going to ask that.
So a pelleted feed is usually just a dry pellet, right? It's not going to have any coating of oil or molasses or any of oats, grain. Textured feed is going to be more, it's going to look like your sweet feed, right?
Gotcha.
It's going to have some coating of, we use soybean oil and molasses, but it's also going to have some oats in there. It's also going to have pellets in there, and the pellet is going to hold the pre and probiotics that are in there, your minerals, your vitamins, and all the good stuff.
Loose to sink.
Exactly. That's going to be in the pellet. And the cool thing about what we've added into our Proforce and to our SafeChoice Perform line, if we did add the marine source calcite to it, which is going to help with the gastric support. So that's going to be a great option for those performance horses who maybe get a little bit more stressed out, who maybe have a chance to have ulcers or anything like that. We did add that in for gastric support.
So I know in another one of our videos we talked about that digestive one for helping with stress and stuff, and that was again correct me if I'm wrong, had the marine source stuff in it.
Yes.
So what is it? Side question here. What's the benefit of that marine source? What's the main difference with that?
So the marine source calcite, it's the gastric buffer. So it's lowering the pH within the stomach to help try and prevent gastric ulcers from happening.
Correct. And that's what's in this as well.
Right.
Whereas the difference with that supplement, the Empower Digestive Balance, also has some more pre and probiotics. The Butapearl Z has a little bit more to it to go through the full digestive
tract. More of a well-rounded,
Exactly.
And you could feed both of them.
Right.
They can go together.
Okay.
So, but the big thing on this is that if you maybe have a horse that does need a little bit more an extra boost, a sugary boost, there is the textured form, which is a great recommendation. Or if you're looking for maybe, hey, I just need some extra fat. I do want the Performance Horse calorie-wise, but I don't need that little extra sugary boost. They have the dry pellet in the SafeChoice line.
So maybe if you have one that's a little more sensitive to sugars and stuff like that, then that's probably the way to go.
Yep,
The pelleted
exactly.
versus the.
Yep, exactly. And then we also have the Proforce line.
Yeah, so the Proforce line, we have two. There's Proforce Senior and then Proforce Fuel.
Just imagine it right
here.
It's a really cool bag.
It's got
like
a great
this.
bag. Yeah, it's a great bag right there. And the Proforce line, again, is for that performance, very active horse. So both of these are going to be higher in fat even than the SafeChoice Perform. And then they also have additional amino acids. So there's a great amino acid complex within that SafeChoice. But we stepped it up an additional notch here by adding 3 additional branched chain amino acids, which are leucine, isoleucine, and valine. Those branched chain amino acids are there entirely to help with muscle recovery. Because as you're working your horses, just like if we're working out, right, we need a recovery period. And for a performance horse, we need that recovery period to be as quick as possible because they need to work again the next day or they're not keeping their keep. So to make that as fast as possible, we have added those 3 branched chain amino acids as well as chromium, which we're referring to as rebound technology, to help them rebound faster. Now, the Senior has all of the benefits of being a senior feed. If your performance horse is older, we have that NutriBloom advantage to make sure that they're getting all of their fiber digestion in there. It has the ability to be fed as a sole ration. So if your teeth are gone, but you are still performing and you still need that high fat feed, or if you're just a really hard keeper in your old age, this feed right here can do all of that. It can replace your hay, it can replace your pasture and be fed completely, or it can be paired with hay and pasture, depending on where
so
your
you really
needs are.
tailor it for whatever.
Yeah. So it in the tag at the bottom has those feeding rates broken down. So if you need hay, or if you have hay and can still digest hay, there's one feeding rate. If you can't, there's a different feeding rate. So it really is something that you can tailor for your specific needs. Yeah. The fuel is just to be paired with hay or pasture. It does have that marine source calcium calcite for that gastric buffer in there, as well as fuel is going to be a percentage higher in fat than Senior, and a percentage higher in protein than Senior.
Yeah, and that's the big thing about like these performance feeds. It's going to be calories and it's going to be fat calories. I like to refer them as cool calories, right? Yeah. So like this is like the highest calorie feed in the SafeChoice line. Is going to be the Perform. But the big thing I want to touch on this as well with the beet pulp. It also has beet pulp in the Senior feed. I love that. So not only is rebound really important. If you are on the road traveling, having a consistent fiber base, maybe you travel from here and you go to Texas and maybe you do have to switch hay, which is not always the best, but having a consistent fiber source, even if it's something as simple as beet pulp in your feed, at least it's going to help that digestive tract to help get less stressed, which is going to be really key as well. But being an active, senior horse rebounding, I want to touch on that is, you get ran out of rodeo and thrown in the trailer and get hauled to the next one. The trailer ride is not really that relaxing for a horse. They actually burn just as much calories right in the trailer sometimes. So being able to rebound faster is going to be key if you're having to travel a lot as well.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Great feeds to have in the barn. Love them dearly. Like I said, I think I've said this almost on all of our equine videos. I have everything of these. But if you have a performance horse at home, whether it's a senior horse or maybe you just like the benefits of a senior feed, or if you're just looking for some higher extra calories to add to your performance horse, between the SafeChoice and the Proforce line, we definitely got you covered.
Right.
Well, that's one thing I'm learning more and more. I mean, horses can all be different. And so, you could have 6 or 7 horses at home and they might need a little bit different things based on this or that. And just between all those lines, we really have a complete something for about everyone.
Right.
Exactly.
Including price point here. So this is a more moderate price point. This, you're paying for that extra you get. And it will show its value.
Exactly.
Cool. Well, thank you guys for the input on that and helping us learn a little more about how to feed performance horses and some of those feeds. I'll say this wrong. The SafeChoice and Proforce line. and how they can benefit your performance horse. So once again, if you have any questions about your performance horse or any of these feeds, please comment below, and someone from Coastal or Brian and Ann will get back with you on that. And like I said, yeah, if you need to try some out, come pick up a bag. And we always have that feed guarantee where if you don't like the feed, if there's something wrong with it, whatever, Coastal stands behind it, Cargill stands behind it, bring it down to us and we'll replace that, give you your money back or give you a different feed. So yeah, thank you guys once again for the help, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time.